Welcome to Understanding Water Filtration Options in the Food and Beverage Industry. If you're listening to the audio MP3 of this, I want to make sure you know that there is a slidecast that accompanies this recording, and you can download that at www.slideshare.net or by going to our website at www.lanewater.com. That's LAYNE water.com. So when you're evaluating which filtration option to use in your particular food and beverage plant, it's really going to be driven by a number of considerations. First off is exactly what stream or what process are you going to be using this water for? Examples. Maybe it's the pre-treatment coming into the plant. Maybe it's boiler water treatment, a very high purity water source. Maybe it's cooling water for some of the components within your facility. Perhaps condensate treatment if you're running a canning facility, for example. Could be water actually used in the processing lines, water that becomes part of the finished product. Could be cleaning and sterilization. Could surround some of the other hygiene services. So that's kind of the first thing to consider is what is the end use of the water I'm trying to purify? That will drive a lot of the decisions. Next, you have to consider a handful of key parameters before you get much further down the road. Things such as what is the quality of the water coming into this filter medium, and almost as important is how widely does that water quality fluctuate. Next is when I process this water through my filtration system, what type of quality, final quality do I need for my particular process? And then you need to look at flow rates, the footprint available to you, how much space you have within your facility, or is it going to be located in an exterior environment, capital cost, and operating cost. If you look at those parameters in conjunction with what process am I trying to treat and what's the desired outcome, you get a pretty good feel as to where to head as far as the types of filtration available to you. So when you're talking about filtration, there's two main categories. The first is granular and the second is membrane. Now your granular filtration is kind of the old school approach to water filtration. And it still works very well, has a very broad range of applications, and there are probably a number of systems within your particular food and beverage plant that are using this style of filtration. We're talking about filtering with sand, maybe anthracite, garnet, activated carbon if you're looking for odor or chlorine removal. These can then further be divided into, are we talking about a gravity application or are we talking about a pressurized filter application? So that's one broad category. The second is getting into the various types of membrane water filtration technologies. Here we're going to talk about microfiltration, ultrafiltration, nanofiltration, and then ultimately reverse osmosis, which is actually going beyond even filtration, really beginning to separate water at the molecular level. So you're really talking about a demineralization process when you get to reverse osmosis. So if you're watching the slidecast, you can look here at slide 7 and get a pretty good feel for the various types of filtration efficiencies that are available depending upon the type of filtration medium that one is using. Again, at the smallest particle size, you're talking about reverse osmosis, and you're talking about different types of sand and anthracite and those types of traditional media when you're talking about the larger particle size. Having said that, there is a very broad range in each one of these filter applications or each one of these technologies. So you can use more of the traditional granular media, or you can choose microfiltration or ultrafiltration. And you can get similar results, and perhaps both would work in your application. And that's where we really need to look at some of the other parameters because if you simply look at finished water quality, you'll have several different options potentially available to you. So things, again, such as capital cost and flow rate, and whether or not you're getting consistent feed of water quality into your system, that will begin to play a larger role. When you're talking about traditional filtration mechanisms, those granular filtration mechanisms, you're going to be talking about what is known in the industry as dead-end filtration. And dead-end filtration has two water streams to it. You have the inlet water and you have the outlet water. And as the inlet water passes through the filter medium, the contaminants, the particulate contaminant that was in that water stream becomes attached or embedded into the filter medium, and the clear water is passing through and going on to the process. Now that is different than how most membrane technologies work, which is through a process called cross-flow filtration. And in cross-flow filtration, what's different is you end up with three different water streams. You end up with the inlet water, and you end up with the clean water, okay, the permeate, often referred to as the permeate, but then you also generate a third stream, and that is known as the reject stream. You have the inlet water running parallel to the surface of the membrane technology. You have the clear water passing through, and then you generate this third stream, which is a concentrated stream that contains both water and contaminants. So that is one of the major differences between granular and membrane technology, is this third stream or reject. Now, to get the complete picture, I'm going to urge you to do something right now, which is download the complete white paper, okay, while it's still available. The white paper is entitled Understanding Water Filtration Options in the Food and Beverage Industry, and that can be downloaded at www.lanewater.com/landing_food-bev-end, all one word, food-bev-end.html. With that white paper in hand, you may have the question, why choose Lane for your food and beverage filtration applications? And there's a number of reasons. I'll just speak to four of those right now. First is having the ability to bring to bear the entire total water expertise, from identifying water sources through the geology and hydrogeology expertise the company has, all the way through the complete filtration options that we've spoken about here, the well drilling capabilities. So if you don't have water on site or are looking to supplement water, Lane has the ability to drill wells and bring that water over a vast distance using the construction arm of the company, which are experts in laying pipeline, water transport pipeline. So from identifying sources, providing you with options, whether it be from a surface water perspective, from a well perspective, maybe a blend of the two, through well drilling and transportation, Lane can bring the water to the fence, and then once it comes inside your facility, having the ability to bring to bear the entire filtration options from granular all the way through to reverse osmosis. That's the reason why Lane should be your choice. Look forward to updating you on future podcasts and slidecasts on various options that are available to you in the food and beverage marketplace. Until then, goodbye.